It's time to break down some football.
We got to get our mind right. Touchdown, win.
From the perspective of guys who played in the NFL.
Caught, touchdown!
And a guy who had one really great sack in high school.
Oh, you're so weak. You're a waste of my time.
Greg Camarillo and Marcus McNeil are the pros. And Scraby is the Joe.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Two Pros and a Joe starts right now.
My, oh my, I don't know why I started like this. My, oh my, we have a podcast for you. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm Southern. I'm a cowboy. All of a sudden, my, oh my, people, we have a podcast for you today. Two Pros and a Joe.
Hey, man, we took a week off and you lost it, man.
What are you talking about? That was like for some of the best my, oh my people have ever heard. Okay.
I'm not even sure if that was Southern. That's like more like a Midwestern.
A dorky white kid from California saying my, oh my, trying to be Southern is what that was. Again, Two Pros and a Joe. I'm Matt Scraby, Marcus McNeil, Greg Camarillo. They both played in the NFL. I did not. And that's why we have them on the podcast to break down everything NFL and give their opinions. And then for me, I get to say stupid things about Cam Newton. I get to say stupid things about Russell Wilson. And those guys, they get to say stupid things about whoever they want to say stupid things about as well.
You just get to validate your hatred or just tell you're wrong. That's
Yeah. And usually I'm wrong. But, and you know what? Speaking of being wrong, I'm trying to get into the writing game. And since we have a website now, twopros.com, the number 2.
Wait, hold on. I have to acknowledge that transition right there.
Yeah.
Of being wrong, I'm trying to get into the writing game. That was hot fire right there. Man.
Well, you know, I get it right every once in a while.
Right. Did you write that down? That was amazing.
No, that's just me
Off the dome.
What? Oh, that was off the dome, man. That was right here, flowing from the brain to the microphone into your earbuds or your ear holes or whatever we call them these days. But it is true. Speaking of being wrong, I was sitting on my couch on Sunday and I was watching the Eagles and Giants play, and I was watching Jalen Hurts, and I was like, man, this guy runs the ball too much. He runs the ball too much. That's why the Eagles suck. That's why they got no consistency. So since I'm trying to write, twopros.com, there's an article up right now that I wrote, 1,300 plus words. That's a lot of words.
Essay.
For me.
Had a lot to say.
The title is, Does Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts run the ball too much? So not much left to the imagination on the title. So I went through this season, and I took his wins and his losses, and I broke down his stats. I also was looking through some of his interceptions and things like that. So I want to get to the bottom of, does Jalen Hurts run the ball too much? And I'm not going to spoil the end for you, but I'm going to tell you that it's a wild ride when you read it, because you're getting a look into the craziness of my head. So make sure you go to Two Pros and a Joe and read that. I'm going to try to do these things. I'm going to call them Scraby deep dives. And
I like that.
And it really is not going to be Pulitzer Prize winning. I promise you that.
I'm intrigued.
You're intrigued. Okay. Do we want to talk about it?
I asked about it. I haven't read it, and I'm going to go read it. But does it talk about who he's throwing the ball to?
No.
I think that is a big impact. Because he doesn't, I mean, Smith, amazing.
Yeah, you're probably right.
As a rookie. Dallas Goedert.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Other than that, Nelson Aguilar. No, he plays for the Patriots.
He's in, yeah, exactly my point. He's in New England.
Well, here's where I researched it. I took his numbers and the wins and the losses, his passing numbers and his rushing numbers. And you should go read it in the breakdown and everything. But in the end, I proved to myself it doesn't matter how many times he runs the ball, because in losses, he runs it almost the same amount of times in wins. Now, I wrote 1,300 words coming to the conclusion that the issue for them.
Well, no, don't spoil it.
Okay.
Let's break this down next week. I'm gonna go read it.
All right.
We'll break it down next week.
I'm interested, like how
be kind, because it's my first foray into the writing realm.
Yeah. I appreciate you, Scrapes. I'm gonna go check that out.
All right. And I do stream of consciousness, so I just type. But anyway. Yeah, just like my transitions off the dome. All right. With that being said, we're going to get into our top non-quarterback MVPs. I believe, Greg, you were the one who's wanted to do this one for a couple weeks.
All right. Let's before we get to that, I do have to say that as of this moment, right now, week whatever we're at in the NFL,
week 13,
the MVP award should not be given to anyone.
Anyone? You think no one?
Who would it be? You tell me who you're.
So this is gonna throw you off.
All right, throw me off. Is it okay? Go ahead.
Because I didn't say anything good about him on the last episode, but it actually be Cooper Kupp.
Wow.
Bro is
3 weeks ago. I would have
1,000 yards. He's already over 1,000 yards as a receiver. You know what I'm saying? Like he said precedents that, I didn't accept Cooper Kupp to make. And if we have to choose somebody besides a quarterback, I think it's just the easiest go with,
But Greg, I mean, you're thinking that no one has been outstanding enough to get an MVP.
Who is the MVP right now?
Well, let's look at the Vegas odds, because that's where I looked to find any other player.
After his shenanigans these last few weeks. Aaron Rodgers. You can't
get no quarterback, no QB.
No QBs.
I'm not even going to that. I'm talking about QB included. We'll get to the non-QBs. QBs included. There is not one person that's playing that much better than everybody else to get the award.
And this is that type of season, Greg. I will say that this isn't a front running season where it's a team that's blowing everybody out. It's kind of all even.
All even. This is the odds from this morning from VegasInsider.com. Tom Brady is the number one. I don't get that either because he's been pretty bad the last couple of weeks.
But he's not playing all that well. He's throwing picks left and right. Is he playing well? Yes. Is he dominant? No.
Josh Allen is number 2.
No.
Which he's been up and down. Then you got Aaron Rodgers, whatever. And then you got Kyler Murray, who hasn't played in the last 3 weeks.
This is my point. Like, it's a default. You would be giving.
You may have sold me on this idea.
Yeah, you're giving. I mean, I think someone will step up in this last month, but at this point, it's like who sucked the least as opposed to who's been the best.
Who's been the best? Yeah. What about the defensive back from Dallas? He got 7.
Diggs.
The first 2 months.
He's not even on the list of odds. The last, I have about, I don't know, maybe like 20 players here, 25. The last player is Jamar Chase at plus 50,000. Most of these guys are quarterbacks.
You drop $1.
You play quarterback in the NFL, you have odds.
Yeah. All right, let's dive into.
Okay. Well, why don't you start with your number 3, Greg, and then we'll go Marcus, then we'll go me. But you go with your number 3 top non-quarterback MVP.
Wow, number 3. All right, I've just
number 3.
I haven't ranked them.
That is part of the game.
Save my surprise for number. Oh shit! All right, I'm gonna go with Cooper Kupp as number 3. It was Cooper / Debo, but Cooper Kupp, the dude was on fire for the first how many? I don't even know how many games we're at. We're like 11 games in. For the first 8, dude was nonstop. So Cooper Kupp was my number 3.
He is plus 10,000 on the odds.
Wow.
Marcus, Greg goes Cooper Kupp. Who is your number 3? You're deep in thought.
Pensive face over there.
Pensive. I like that.
So I'm going with I'm kind of hurt because you kind of hurt me with no quarterback right here. And then we had a couple of injuries that kind of throw me off too. So I think I'm taking Cooper Kupp at number 3 too, because my 2 and 1 are better. I think I like it. Yeah.
All right. I did a lot of research on this because I feel like I have been sucking at these lists and I just choose the obvious. My number 3 is going to probably take you off guard a little bit, but it's a rookie. It's a rookie.
Oh.
A linebacker who plays for the Dallas Cowboys, Micah Parsons. He has been incredible this year. He has 23 quarterback hits, 15 tackles for loss. He's also got 9 sacks on the season. He's just playing out of his mind as a rookie. And I know that Trayvon Diggs is on the Cowboys as well, but his interceptions, great. I'm not taking that away from him, but he hasn't done it in a few weeks. Micah Parsons has done it week after week after week after week.
I love research, Scrapes. That was an outstanding answer.
Thank you.
I was actually looking for somebody on defense too, Scrapes, and you beat me to it. So I like that, Scrapes. I like it.
Thank you. I went. All I did, honestly, this is the mind. I went to the best fantasy football players on the defensive side, and he's one of the top point scorers on the year. But he has impact. So Micah Parsons. All right, back to you, Greg. Number 2 non-quarterback MVP.
Jonathan Taylor. Dude's
number 2.
God dang.
I've got a highly debatable number 1.
I like that because I thought we were all going to go.
No, Jonathan Taylor
number 1.
He's awesome.
Okay, Marcus, number 2.
I'm actually going to take another rookie at number 2. And just going to throw it off. I'm taking Jalen Waddle. Having a monster year. And I'm not on a good team. You know what I'm saying? So I'm taking him because, Greg, you already slapped my number 1.
Jalen Waddle has been pretty good. The Miami Dolphins have been able to use him correctly. And side note, Tua. I mean, I gave Tua a lot of shit over the last year or so. But he's finally played a full season in the NFL. If you count last year, this year, all the years that he hasn't played, he is a 70% completion passer. He's efficient. He doesn't turn the ball over that much. And Tua, for how much crap he got with the whole Deshaun Watson trade thing, and the Dolphins basically saying we don't want you, he's handled it well, and I like Tua. But we're not doing quarterbacks, so
great. But before I let you go on, do you know that what they say is your best ability in the NFL?
Availability.
Yeah. Tua, he's injured.
He is.
I don't care.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, he's missed for a broken finger this year, for ribs.
Same as Christian McCaffrey. Like, if you can't be out there, you're doing me no good. But, I mean, I hope he gets it together. And Jalen Waddle, though, good pick.
Now, I don't want to go crazy. I don't want to go with Cooper Kupp.
Go nuts. No, don't do that. We already did him.
I know. My number 2 is going to be nutty. CeeDee Lamb, wide receiver. Why are my Cowboy? No, never mind. I'm taking that back. I can't have two Cowboys. I can't have Cowboy. But look what happened with the CeeDee Lamb has been great this year.
I mean, yeah, but damn, number 2.
Think about what the team looked like on Thanksgiving without him.
Yeah, without Amari Cooper too, though. Like they suck.
That's true. That's
a lot of production. Those are great receivers.
You got to shake it up a little bit sometimes, guys. You got to shake it up.
Now I don't feel good about my CeeDee Lamb because Cooper Kupp is the obvious answer, but I'm not going with the obvious answer.
All right.
I'm going with why did I do 2 Cowboys? I hate the Cowboys more than anything. Why would I do that?
That's all right, man. You're keeping it real, Scrapes. You're keeping it real.
You know who also was on this list? James Conner is plus 50,000 on the MVP list, which
that's respectable.
Anyway. All right, I'm going to keep my dumb number 2, and we're going to go to your number 1, Greg. Who is your controversial person?
Now, this is gross. I understand that. But with the game on the line and you need points, there has not been one person more valuable than Justin Tucker.
I knew you were going there. I knew it. As soon as you said if you
Justin Tucker,
a kicker. Dude, he wins games. He single-handedly wins games. If you get me, my back is pissed.
Did you just pick a kicker?
He did, but you know what? It's not off base. I don't think.
He is going to make your field goal.
It's disgusting.
He won a game this year with a 66-yard field goal. He wins games all the time.
Wins games.
He can kick that bitch from 100 yards. He cannot put a quarterback. I mean, a kicker.
I told you it was gross.
Yeah.
It is gross, but it's very interesting.
I can't fully defend it, but that dude is as automatic as it gets, man.
That is TVMA right there. That shit not.
I do. You got me thinking. I like that.
Right now, I can just see it on his face.
Oh,
he sat back in his chair.
Podcast with you.
Oh my god!
He sat back in his. Marcus sat back in his chair, like, what is happening right now?
I knew it was gonna be something. I didn't know you were gonna go that far, Greg. Like,
I feel that way. I do feel that way.
That's my fantasy kicker. It's still terrible.
All right, Marcus, your number 1, non-quarterback MVP.
Yeah, I'm going Jonathan Taylor, man. He is probably the only guy who we could probably give the MVP and not feel any sort of way to right now.
That's fair.
I'm going back on my number 2. I am. I don't like CeeDee Lamb anymore. I have to say
number
Debo.
1, Scraves. We're on
I have to say Debo.
That's fair. I'm cool with that. Now number 1.
I'll take that. We don't play by the rules. We like it.
Thank you for allowing me to go back.
Here you go.
All right, my number 1, same, Jonathan Taylor. He's been great this year. He has 5 touchdowns in one game. He's carrying the Colts right now. Carson Wentz, if he doesn't have Jonathan Taylor, the Colts are not as good as they are, obviously.
100%.
But Carson Wentz isn't as good as he is this year.
100%.
Oh my God.
Carson Wentz. If you watch like one quarter of him, you'd be like, damn, this dude is amazing. And you can fuck around and watch the next quarter and be like, how and why has this dude ever played in?
And then he's throwing left-handed passes from his own end zone. Jonathan Taylor has been great. Speaking of a running back who lived up to his billing coming out of Wisconsin, right? Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
There's a couple Wisconsin running backs that didn't really make it after they got out there. Like Melvin Gordon was up and down. Ron Dane. Finally.
Big boy
Ron Dane. All right, that's it for the most valuable non-quarterbacks in the NFL. And we have moved on to the fuck. I have 2.
I've got one. I'm bringing one this week.
You start, Greg.
All right, so while we're talking about Justin Tucker and kickers, and I can't give them all the love, did you watch the Washington football team and their kicker, who has been the 3rd kicker of the year? So they get a kick blocked, and dude is running down the field.
It's an extra point, yesterday.
Extra point, there you
go.
In
Monday Night Football.
And they're scooping and scoring with this. And there's a bigger guy running the ball, but he's got
like the neck roll, like the old school Dwayne Johnston or whatever his name is.
Yeah, and he's got an entourage of people running with him. This fucking kicker. Damn it, I hit his name, but I think it's Lyles or Miles.
Joey Sly.
There you go, totally off.
Sly, yeah.
And it's his first week kicking, mind you, on the team. Decides to put on the Jets to go chase this dude down. Pulls a hamstring, cannot kick, is no longer their kicker. They go for their 4th kicker of the year. So this slapdick, first week in the NFL, decides to turn on the Jets. When you don't run as a kicker, that's not what you do. You probably go and play golf or go to driving range, play checkers or chess, whatever you do. He decides to turn on his Jets, pulls his hamstring. The fuck are you thinking, man? Just let the guys score and come back and kick.
All kickers do is hot tub and chill. You know?
I saw this last night. TVMA is right. I saw this last night, this whole play go down, and it was one of the most hilarious plays of the season for me because kickers being hurt are the most dramatic human beings on earth. He was running down the field. It's like he got sniped, and he does like a baseball slide, and then he tries to do the kickoff right after that, and he kind of falls as he's kicking. It's like, dude, it's a hamstring. You're kicking a ball. Get over it, bro. Joey Sly. It was so dramatic and so hilarious at the same time. It really was. But Greg's right. When he was running after him, he was booking it as fast as this kicker could go. Dude, you're not going to catch him.
You can't just start sprinting. What are you going to do when you do catch him? You don't tackle.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess he's just trying to be good to his team.
So that's when you give the effort run. And it's like you move your body hard, like you're giving a lot of effort, but you're not really giving that much effort. And that way you don't get yelled at on film and you don't get hurt.
He's like, you're not running hard enough. I'm like, no, look at my arms. They're moving pretty fast there.
Yeah, I'm almost there.
I wish Marcus had seen this guy go down last night. It was so funny. It was like someone just shot him. He died.
You got to step out.
Yeah, it was so good. That's a great one, Greg. Great one. I forgot about that one. All right, my first one is the kneecap cannibal, Lions head coach Dan Campbell. The double.
Did you come up with that, or is that like a media name?
No, that's I came up with that on our show.
Scraves, you're on fire lyrically tonight.
Well, because we all know that he said when he got hired, he doesn't care if they're gonna they're going to bite kneecaps on the way back up. Like,
yeah, but I mean, so that we all heard that, but kneecap cannibal Dan Campbell, like that flows like that.
Yeah.
Cannibal Dan Campbell.
Well, it's Dan Campbell. I feel bad for the guy. I do, because he's trying as hard as he can to win a game in the NFL as a head coach. And I'm curious to see if you guys think he's going to get fired after the year. I say give him one more year because the Lions are terrible anyway.
Man.
You're trying as hard as you can if you call 2 timeouts in a row. Like, come on. you already called.
Oh, man.
You guys know you can't do that?
No.
That is a rule I did not know.
I don't call a timeout. I've never once called a timeout in my career. So that doesn't even process in my head.
Well, here's how it went. So the Lions are leading the game 14-13. They're on their way to their first win. It's fourth quarter on Thanksgiving Day. And so there was a bunch of miscues with the Lions on defense. They called the first timeout. Whatever. Who cares? Now they come back out. There's a penalty, a defensive delay of game. I'm not even sure what the hell that is, but there's a defensive delay of game. So then they're lining up, and now it was 3rd and 9. That penalty made it 3rd and 4 for the Bears at Detroit's 11-yard line. So they are trying to drive and win the game. Detroit is trying to just stop them. And then the defense again is all messed up. They can't figure out what's going on. The communication is bad. And so then Dan Campbell calls another timeout, and you can't do that. You can't call another. Oh, the defensive delay of game is calling the timeout. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm reading it wrong. So it was 3rd and 9. This is stupid of me. It was 3rd and 9. They already called the first timeout. They're coming out of the first timeout. They still can't figure it out on the field. They call a second timeout, which is defensive delay of game, which is a 5-yard penalty, which then makes it 3rd and 4 for the Bears. So all the Bears need to do at that point is get a first down, run down the clock, kick a field goal.
That's the most important part, Scrapes, is that and the second timeout was at 1:54. I think that's what your notes say.
Yeah.
Means if you stop them, they kick a field goal. You still have plenty of time to come back and win the game. But instead, they ran the clock all the way down.
Yes.
It's bad. You can't. That just tells me he's not a good head coach. That is your job, your sole job. Put this team in the best position to win, and he literally lost the game for him.
Hey, if you're going to be a head coach, you better have your shit together. Because
better said right there. Yeah, that was.
Greg Camarillo is going to let you know, all right, you are the one that's supposed to be thinking out here, all right? Don't try and put all the shit on everybody else. This is your job.
He's got too much. He's got way too much on his plate. I don't know his coaching background. I know he was a tight end in the NFL, but he's calling plays. He's the head coach. He's everything. I mean, you're taking on too much, dude.
Or hire somebody. Or so some teams I was on, one sole human's job was to have a list up in the booth of when you can run out the clock, like your sole job to manage timeouts. If you can't handle it, if that doesn't process in your brain, hire somebody to get it done, because you cannot lose games on that. It's your job.
You got to be a good team manager for that too, Greg. I just thought about it. Like a lot of head coaches might not have that ability. Like talk about like a Bill Belichick guy, right? Yeah. He's going to do that. Yep. Guarantee he's going to do that. He's going to have it down to the T. But I think some of these newer coaches, I don't think they're there yet. They're just trying to like get their feet wet, get their team behind them. They're trying to think about what they're going to say in team meetings and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if they're like down to the X's and O's, like, and then when it jumps on them quick in the game, it's like, oh, what the fuck? Like deer in the headlights, you know?
Yeah, I don't know whether or not Dan Campbell is I see Dan Campbell as the hire that's the cool coach who played football, knows how NFL football is done, but he's not the guy who's thinking up the plays. He's the guy who's rallying the troops, putting everyone in a good position, making sure that they're ready to go, game planning, overseeing everything, but he's taking it all on himself. Yeah. And I think that's a huge mistake, and it's going to end up getting him.
You know the only one of the player coaches who is great at this though?
Vrabel.
Mike Vrabel.
Yeah, because he learned from Belichick.
Hey, you hit it right on the head.
Because this motherfucker last year did he did this same thing that Belichick did, where you lay a game on a punt twice or some magical thing there.
It was a loophole.
Hell, if I know the rules, and Vrabel did it back at him, this shit was sexy.
And of course, Bill Belichick was kind of mad, but you can't be mad,
awesome.
Bill. He's been learning from you for his entire career.
Yeah,
You can't be
awesome.
mad. But yeah, Dan Campbell, I felt bad for him because you know what? His team is playing hard. They're in games. They're not giving up, but they're not winning either. And what is it? I mean, Greg, you played on a team that was what before it won its first game?
0-15.
0-15?
1-15. 0-13 to 1-15.
Yeah. So at 0-13, how hard is it for a group of guys to go out there and play 100%?
It's not that hard to start out 100%. It's just as soon as something goes wrong, that 100% drops to 10%.
The first play, kickoff return, you're like shit.
As soon as something goes wrong, like you might be 3 quarters in, you might be 2 minutes in, but as soon as something goes wrong, it's like, oh well, maybe next week.
That's it. On to the next one.
Yeah, the Lions need to figure it out. I mean,
oh man, it's bad.
They already made a bad hire in Matt Patricia, and then they made a bad hire with Dan Campbell. Yeah. But Marcus, you got any defucks, or I got one more?
Yeah, you know what? I do got one, man.
All right.
So after the Dallas New Orleans game, I don't know if you guys seen this, but Tristan Hill, you know, the defensive lineman, goes up to Josh Simpson and starts chirping off at the mouth, and then
yeah.
And I'm like, the fuck comes in, like, because it's like, one, if you gonna run up on somebody after the game, like, what's all the chirping for? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't wait until people see you start chirping and then like when you see people start running in, then throw the punch. I hate that shit. I hate it. Like, what the fuck are you doing, man?
Yeah, that's
like,
a good one.
Man, like, don't play tough guy when everybody starts rallying around. Like, I hate that shit. I'm sorry, man. It was my defuct. You know, he got suspended 2 games.
He did.
He got 1 game back because of an appeal, but I think John Rain did a great job of stepping in and making that suspension early on, because it was just like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, it's a no-win situation at this point.
Did you catch this totally off topic? Well, not totally off topic, totally off sport. The dude who tried to go after LeBron?
No.
The dude who tried to go after LeBron.
Like, so LeBron elbows this guy in the head. He's
yeah. Isaiah Stewart, I think.
Yeah. But he waits until there's probably 40 people between LeBron and then goes nuts. But it's exactly what Coach Mac is talking. Big Mac is talking about. It's like, come on, man. Like,
hey, bro, you see, like, don't start swim moving, you know, trainers, and you know what I'm saying, like trying to push coaches out the way. Like, you had a one-on-one, you know what I'm saying? If it was that serious, just go straight, handle your business. I'd rather just see that, you know what I'm saying, and then break them to a fight. But don't go up and start jaw-jacking and talking shit and then wait till everybody sees you and runs up and then throw a little sly punch. Like, that's it.
It's like the hold me back guys. Like,
yeah,
hey, just hold me back. Make sure you hold me back while I'm trying to get at him. I don't want to actually fight him, but I just want to make it seem like I want to fight him. That's a good one. That's a good one, Marcus. I do remember watching a tape of that, and I was like, man, that was so out of place and so weird for him to just go up there and do what he did. It was like, what are you doing? You know you're going to get caught. It's so stupid.
Oh, yeah. It's like after the game, you weren't even in the heat of the moment. None of that. It's like, what are you doing, bro? Like,
all right, last one, the fuck, and then we're going to go through some of the Week 13 games real quick. My last one is Chase Claypool, wide receiver for the Steelers. I don't know that he gets it. I'm not sure that he gets it. Mike Tomlin is going to make sure that he gets it because the Steelers are struggling. They just came off this bad loss to the Bengals in Cincinnati, and so the media was talking to Chase Claypool, and he thought that a different way for them to practice would be to have music during the practice. He said, quote, we have music in the warm-ups and that and all of that. So it's fun. People are dancing, having fun. So I think maybe music would make practicing more fun and a little more up tempo. He's thinking everything is good. Well, Mike Tomlin was asked about Chase Claypool's suggestion during the press conference, and he basically said Claypool should continue to focus on being a wide receiver. Mike Tomlin responded with, quote, Claypool plays wide out. I'll let him do that. I'll formulate the practice approach, and I think that division of labor is probably appropriate. So he immediately puts Chase Claypool back in his place. And defensive tackle Cam Hayward, he also was asked about it, and he said he hopes Chase Claypool was kidding because he, quote, because as soon as he said it, I was literally about to rip the speaker out. That is not what we need right now. It's X's and O's and it's execution. So Chase Claypool stepping in his own stuff here, trying to get music at practice. I don't know. Do you guys, what do you guys think about the music at practice? Is that weird, or is that something that happens?
Well, no.
So he just basically wants to have music in practice so he can have fun.
Only team I know did it was Oakland, and they were terrible when they used to do it. So
there you go.
I got 3 points I got to make. First is, don't ever question Mike Tomlin, young man. This dude, stop. This is Mike Tomlin. He'll make all the choices. 2, we would practice with speakers for loud away games, and they pump fan noise, but it was horrendous, headache-causing fan noise, and it was loud as shit. That sucked. 3, there is nothing that causes more division in an NFL locker room than music.
That's a true point.
Is it country music day? Is it hip hop day? Especially Big Mac being on offensive line with a lot of country dudes. There's literally like each team handles it differently. Like the eldest person gets to pick the radio. There's country days on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, hip hop Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Like it is a heated debate. I couldn't imagine what you do at practice. I know Chase Claypool would like hip hop because I've seen his TikTok. But it's a divisive issue.
And not a very good thing for him to say, apparently. So I just loved how Mike Tomlin was immediately like, hey, I'm the coach. I'm going to figure out how practice goes. And then he says, I think that division of labor is probably appropriate.
That was presidential right there. Like,
that was presidential. That really was presidential.
Just like feel the power. Like, just,
can't you feel the fear of me reading a Mike Tomlin quote?
Yeah. You know,
just
Mike
know
Tomlin
how he delivered.
Never had a losing season in 15 years, and he's 500 right now. Is that right? No, they have to go 500. Yeah, they're 500 with a loss. I mean, a tie.
And he hasn't been under 500.
Never had a losing season in 15 years. Well, that's insane.
He sure as hell isn't going to let Chase Claypool give him his losing season. And Chase Claypool is also ripping helmets off of Bengals on the sideline. He's I don't know about that guy.
He was wild.
Good at football.
Is he?
I think so.
He's got a major turf toe issue. So you guys are best friends, Greg.
Turf toe sucks.
I can imagine turf toe sucks. I think it ended Deion Sanders' career.
You know what? I mean, it does. So when I had turf toe, they tried to fix it by putting a steel plate in the bottom of your shoe. Like, that's it. Like, just don't bend. That's what their response is.
Don't bend your toe. How are you supposed to move?
Exactly.
You about to put up some sheet metal or something?
Literally sheet metal.
They're like welding this thing onto your toe.
Yeah, like a knight in the 1400s would have put something on their foot.
Sure.
That's hilarious. All right, to finish out this one real quick, there's 3 games in week 13 that we should be watching for. First one, Greg already talked about. Monday Night Football is probably the best game of the week. Patriots at Bills. That's going to be for first place in Orchard Park. And I looked at the weather already. It's going to be a wintry mix, they say.
Oh, that's the worst. Like, what degrees? I got to look.
In like high mid to high 30s to low 40s.
Snowy/rainy, literally the worst playing conditions.
Yeah, a wintry mix
wind in there because Winter Park is always windy because they got a tunnel on one side and it comes in and funnels around.
It says on Monday, it says high of 41, low of 28. But 70% of rain, chance of rain.
Rain too. So
it's gonna be frozen rain.
And a sustained 15-mile-an-hour wind.
Oh,
you guys are like, thank God I'm not
that
playing.
Helps New England because their defense is so good. Like,
you know who I didn't put on my list? I should have Matthew Judon. That just popped to my head. He's been really good this year, but we've already passed the list. Yeah. All right, Patriots and Bills. That's a good one. Broncos at Kansas City Chiefs. That one is going to be a AFC West battle. You're going to say something, Greg?
Yeah, driving into Winter Park on a wintry day. I love the fans. Took the fucking kegs jammed them right into the snow.
Oh yeah,
snow bank, and then made fires in the trash cans. The shit was awesome to watch.
that is cool.
Yeah,
I need to go to a game there. And then the last one, Chargers at Bengals. Chargers, what's up with them? They like
do either of you have any faith in them in what they can do?
What the Chargers?
Yeah, I get excited. I'm like, all right, they're gonna put it together this week, and then they're a dud, and I'm like, oh, they're gonna lay an egg this week, and then they put it together. I can't figure them out.
I can't either. I don't know.
They are back and forth, but I like the way they're going. I mean, I like the way they're building. I like some of the pieces they put there. They're not quite there yet. They're just too inconsistent.
This may be way off, but did either of you play with Keenan Allen? I know, Greg, you were probably gone, but Marcus, were you there with Keenan Allen?
I think Keenan came the year after I got there.
Okay, all right, because he's playing really well this year too.
Yeah, he's a baller. I mean, Justin Herbert, they got some players, but you just got to get hot at the right time. So if they can do that, they can beat anybody.
That's right. But the Bengals, they're trying. My friend from Cincinnati said, book it. Bengals going to win their first playoff game in like 30 years. And I was like, I don't know about this.
That's your nasty natty accent right there.
My nasty. There's no accent in Cincinnati. It's just more of a, you just have to get really fat. Oh, man. I don't know why I said that. Sorry to any Cincinnati people that are going to be listening to this.
To end on right there.
I have been a little weird tonight. So thanks everybody for listening to Two Pros and a Joe. Again, go to twoprosandajoe.com for that Jalen Hurts article. We will talk about it next week. And we will be back with some more episodes at Two Pros and a Joe on social media, at Marcus McNeil 73 or M McNeil 73 on Instagram. Greg is at Catch Camarillo. I'm at Matt Scraby. And that's it. So everybody have a safe and enjoyable week. Do not get stuck in that wintry mix.